Hello and welcome to another DS9 commentary. This time it's for the Season 1 episode The Forsaken.
Woohoo!
With a special guest star from TNG.
Oh
Wonder,
yeah, that's right.
wonder who that could be. We're going to find out. We've got our episodes queued up here.
Yep, I'm ready to go whenever you're ready.
Okay, and we're going to do the 3, 2, 1 and go.
Okay.
Right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Nice. Station log.
Fortunately, I've just the officer to take them off my hands.
Of course, it's Julian.
Well, the quarters in the crew level are currently occupied, and someone can move.
She's like, you. Oh look, we have a.
He's a popular. He played. He was in First Contact.
That Bolian or the Romulan?
Yeah, he's the admiral that contacts Picard
Vulcan.
at the beginning.
Oh yeah. And Vulcan, I meant, not Romulan.
Everything. I'm not full of shit at all.
It backfired.
How dare he?
A first year officer.
Oh, there
Here
she
she
is.
is.
The wonderful Majel Barrett.
What do you think of the pink hair? That's wild.
It looks blonde to me because of the color thing.
Oh, right. It's
with my
pink.
eyeballs, not with my eyes can't see certain things.
You're kind of lucky that you see it as blonde. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I literally see no pink in that at all. Even though I can see pink in other things depending on the... Like, for example, Discovery Orions, I couldn't tell were green right away. Same thing with Tendi.
Oh, interesting.
But the Season 3 Discovery Orions are, like, very, very, very green.
You just reminded me how good that finale of Lower Decks was a few weeks back. Season 2's finale.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
It's good.
Shit, 36 generations? It's a lot of generations.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good call out.
That was established in Menage a Troy.
Yeah. uh like, what is this, episode 16, 17? It's really much better than, like, it's getting better as the season progresses. Like, the writing, Odo seems like Odo, like how we see him later. I think they even smoothed out the makeup. It's cool.
It's 17 technically, but I mean, because they merged the first two episodes into one thing, It's listed as 16 on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Doctorians. Doctori Alpha?
No, I think he said Doptorian.
Yeah, but there's a Doctori Alpha mentioned in...
But that's Doctori Alpha, not Dop.
Oh. No, I
They
think he
probably
said
got the
Doctori...
idea.
Oh, maybe, yeah, you're right. Probably
Well, I have
Doctorian.
the subtitles on.
Oh, gotcha.
Unless they could be different.
They could be.
Places.
Yeah, they're totally different. If it's Doctori versus Doctori. Wah, wah, wah.
Sparkles.
I love this part. I can't wait till... I know it's already... Some people are like, it's fine, it's never going to happen, but I want to see this, like, remastered and redone and, like, insane. 4K. HDR.
I think at this point it all depends on the popularity of modern Trek. If that can somehow break through to the mainstream in terms of lots more people start watching it, or it gets much more Emmy recognition in terms of acting and writing and directing, yeah, it's just essentially the way it is now, it needs to become more profitable to have the extra money basically to put into. And who knows, we don't know for a fact that they aren't already not necessarily remastering the show, but scanning the negatives. That's a common practice that people don't realize. It's even if they did that, scanned all the negatives they could find, it's still then like a 4-year process to not only put that all together with the sound, but the massive recreation of visual effects, especially if you were going to go into Voyager, which is even a bigger undertaking than DS9 would be.
Yeah. And I bought the TNG Blu-ray, the remastered version, and I've been watching the behind-the-scenes special, and it's insane. They showed like where they store all the footage for TNG, and it looks like the frickin' Indiana Jones
catacombs.
The Raiders, not the warehouse where they stored the Ark at the end. It looks legit like that. It's an insane amount of footage. Well, I don't.
Oh, it's a bloody inefficient system. I traded it in for a Federation model tomorrow if I could. But it's all we got, me son. Oh, Irish people must hate me. But I'm one of you. Not really.
Yeah, they can't. They technically can't hate you.
I'm like 110% Irish. No, actually, I'm Irish and British. I'm as white as they come. You know, the actor himself,
Meanie,
certainly doesn't understand any of what he ever says in the show.
Yeah.
That's a fact. He's admitted to that. He's like, the bloody thing, and I say the bloody thing. But the real talent in any good actor like him is selling.
Sells it.
He sells it.
He's as good as James Doohan. He's as good as LaForge, LeVar Burton. Like Chief O'Brien is like legit.
And as an actor, it's easy to understand like this problem with the technical problems he has in the show, even though he doesn't understand the future world and the future tech. You can just compare it to a modern thing. Like, I'm trying to fix a car. This is how frustrated I would be if I didn't have this part. I have to go in and tear her up. And he's really passionate here.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you really believe he knows what he's talking about, and I think that also has to do with like probably since they change directors like almost every week, it probably has to do with like the production crew. So someone like Mike Okuda, somebody was probably like, "Oh, you say it like this," or the manifold or whatever. Because I
Yeah.
would have trouble with some of these words. You know what I mean? Like the duotronic, linear bypass unit or whatever. Like, how are you gonna say? I
Mm.
mean, I only say it well because I've heard them say it well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like,
Gargoyles.
hmm.
You know what's funny about the size of screens in older Trek? Like
They're tiny, right?
they have
Or
bigger ones now in like control rooms in the NSA and shit, or just
oh
like
yeah, it's true.
sports bars. It's like the
It is
size
cool
of
how
the
they show that it's a hologram,
yeah
technically, because when it goes away, you see what's behind it.
yeah. And there's two kinds of holographic screens in Berman era Trek. It's that one, which you also see in, I believe, First Contact.
Mm-hmm.
You see, yeah. But there's also the kind where the actual image or the person you're talking to on the screen is 3D.
Right, like in TNG, how like they and that was cool how they shot from different angles and they matched the angle to show it was 3 dimensional. You know what I mean?
That wasn't completely consistent. It could
No,
be
you're right.
because the excuse could be the other ships sometimes didn't have that
Oh, the
capability.
technology, right?
But even the Enterprise's view screen could extrapolate. You know what I mean? Like fill in the blanks. But anyway, it's a cool thing that they. I wish they would explore more,
Mm-hmm.
like showing somebody talking to somebody on the screen, the camera panning around, and you actually see the angle of the person on the image change, which they couldn't do back then because of complications with motion control, and that was really expensive. But can certainly do it now.
The ambassadors visiting the station reminds me of like how tourists go to NASA.
Oh yeah,
It's like they must be like, oh my god, these people are totally disrupting our work. For whatever age she is here, she's in great. She's fit, as they say. Majel Barrett.
I'm not sure how I felt about her character as a child, but I always thought she was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like she wasn't like I wasn't like crazy over like I remember seeing this for the first time. It's like okay, we got Troy's mother guest starring, and I think this is the first TNG guest starring role. Is it not?
Did we not have? Yeah, I guess in season one,
Well,
because Q. No, I guess
Picard.
Q counts and
Yeah,
Picard.
Q,
Yeah.
Picard.
By the way, just in case you can't see it, her hair is red now, so she
Uh,
changed it.
it looks strawberry blonde. I guess you could say
Yeah,
to me.
yeah, I would say close, very close.
Strawberry blonde.
But we know from TNG how easy it is to change the hair color. They just like wave a magic wand basically, and it changes the hair color.
It's like somebody comes in, bippity boppity boo, boom. You have a different dress and different outfit, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, what was it? Picard had a reporter like changing her lipstick instantly.
Right. That's right. Oh, she's.
He's like, I don't know what this feeling is down in me jimmies.
He doesn't even have a Jimmy to. She made him have one. She made it morph into existence. Um, I said this crass joke on Drunk Space Nine one time, but it's totally legit and true. Odo would be the best lover, and they actually made this happen on the Orville. They showed it on the Orville with Yaphet, but he could totally please whoever his partner is in ways that we can't even imagine, just because he can turn into anything.
Oh yeah, like custom, like almost like a hologram thing. It's like custom
Uh,
built lover.
yeah, but like, I mean, not to get crass, but he could like go into all your places at the same time. You
Oh
know,
my
like it's
god.
like I'm just saying, or
And
take all your. I don't know. He could take things and do things. It's like he's just like crazy. What the possibilities? It's
I
insane.
just pictured the movie The Blob where like he just encompasses an entire person. Luoxana.
Loaxana.
Ooh. Sexually. Horny.
Interested in me. Ben's like, come on, Odo.
He's loving this. He's like, I love in Star Trek they do this thing where they compare something to an alien animal.
Yeah, like the Winoni hound or whatever.
You just make anything up. Like that guy was as mad as a Hardorvian roller beast. Like, these are spicier than Talaxian peppers. I mean,
Odo wouldn't know what procreation was if it hit him on the nose. Yeah. I like
Betazoid.
it. I was gonna say I like how he says Betazoid. Avery Brooks seems to be enjoying this scene.
Oh yeah. I was like, thanks for your help. I would have added a line by Cisco. Well, learn. But that would have been
Do the
that would have
Bajoran?
been a
Oh yeah, it
crass.
would have been funny.
Yeah, go ahead. What were you
Do
saying?
I was gonna say no. I just noticed the Bajoran uniforms are all the same. I was wondering if they had variations, but they all have that little flappy part. They're different colors though.
I don't mind the shoulder patty stuff in these times. I don't like it when they try to incorporate it into the TOS era. It's like shoulder pads were a distinctly 80s and 90s thing that carried over into. And I'm not saying to go away at some point. It's just they stick out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they make the shoulders look sharp, and I guess that's the point. But it's not all that necessary. So like subtle shoulder pads, not the
Yeah.
pointier ones. I don't like, unless
I
it's
think
like an
she even
alien.
has shoulder pads in this dress, but they're just subtler.
She knocks on the thing.
She's
Hello, computer.
This character is great, like in terms of the jokes and the humor.
You rarely see the opposite angle. I don't think
Oh
you ever
yeah,
see the opposite angle.
yeah, it's true. This is what I was talking about like a couple of commentaries ago. It makes sense why they show it in this episode too. We're about to see that.
And it seems dangerous, but I would imagine that if somebody like fell toward that area,
It
like
would
it would be a
stop.
shield.
Yeah, or a shield. Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, more sense. That's cool. That's really good compositing, by the way,
Yeah.
for like back then. And it showed the speed that it was going at. It seems to go slower. Oh, they're in the pylon. That's right.
Yeah.
Those big things.
Uh-oh, you knew that wasn't gonna go. Anytime anybody's stuck somewhere, well, we'll just transport you out because, that's the way it is. And it's like, oh, interference from some bullshit.
She's so happy that they're stuck in this elevator together, in the turbo lift together. I forgot there's like some really good touching moments coming up in this episode. This is a really good episode, if I recall what's going to happen.
She's like, there's nowhere to go now, Odo. You're mine now, bitch. Odo's like, no.
I don't remember the solution though, how they fix it. I'll read
Is the rest of this episode about the elevator stuff?
That's part of it. Like, there's gonna be like other things happening, I think.
Oh, I remember. He starts melting.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not attracted to you anymore, Odo. I wanna get out of here. You're freaking me out. It's like Freddy Krueger in part 2 where he's melting. Lisa. I love you, Lisa.
The makeup's really good because they'll show him start to like lose cohesion.
Yeah. It's slimy and it's yucky. And she's like, let me have a lick, Odo. let me lick your face. Tastes like eggs.
What do you think it tastes like? Toothpaste?
I would say like a metallic-y. It would almost be like the taste of blood mixed with flesh. But I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how that would be.
I've never bitten into my arm and drank my blood.
I've never eaten someone while they were still alive.
I do remember once I cut myself and I licked it, and blood does taste metallic. It's weird. The iron, I guess. Yeah. It's the iron, yeah. I would never drink anyone else's blood, though. That's gross.
Jesus Christ, no. Yeah. That's a big no-no. But
that's on our Vampire Diaries commentary.
When I was a kid, if I ever cut myself, I'd immediately start sucking on the wound because I was afraid of infection setting in, and then I would like try to clean. I was really like fucking like not so much germophobic, but I was very anal about that shit. I remember I scraped my knees one time and like ran home, and the kids were like, "Oh, he's running home because he's scared." I'm like, "No, I'm running home to clean myself. I just fell in dirt in a dirty parking lot."
We always had like I think they used to put iodine on our wounds,
yep.
Yeah.
Hydrogen peroxide.
That too, yeah.
No. I would be like the alcohol or whatever where you put on the cut that would make it like sting like a motherfucker. I was just like, give it to me. Psst, oh yeah. No infection. Other kids were like, same thing with needles too. I have no fear of like going to not as a kid, and people are like, "Oh, you're putting on a brave face." I'm like, "Oh, I just don't." I get a thrill out of it. I don't know I'm sick like that. I'm sick in the head. I like certain kinds of pain. I've always wanted to get a tattoo just to know what that felt like. But I never have.
What would you get as your tattoo? If you
I would never.
Get one.
No, I would. That's the thing. I don't know what I would put on my body. that I want it to stay there.
Cisco's like, you never know when the ambassador's gonna help you in your career. That's funny. Don't you think the tone of this is like really? I maybe I'm just on a lower decks recency.
It's a very
thing.
light comedic episode.
Yeah, it has a tone like lower decks kind of like when it's serious, it's like this. When it's out of control, it's like more than this. But this is like the regular tone of lower decks, in my opinion. Just fun.
It's kind of a laid back, talky episode.
Mm-hmm.
Hit one, sir.
Yeah. Oh, this is something I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you guys have talked about this in I haven't seen all the other streams. I apologize, but
Damn you.
but like Cisco's like not doesn't hide how violent he can get. Like he's a hitter. He's like a fighter.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to hit you. It's interesting. I feel like Kirk was like that too, I guess. So I think I was like so I thought like Picard, since he was so like lack violence or lack adventure or whatever, punching, hitting, that kind of thing.
He didn't have very many fights, did he?
Picard had a few.
Starship Mine is one.
But then again, when Picard was young, it looks like he was hot-headed based on that other one. So I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's like the lessons of the incident with the Noskin may have been less prone to violence after that. And like, if that's the whole thing. Anyway, getting into a TNG episode, but it continues in Picard Season 2. Out in just a few months.
Did you hear a wrestler? Did you hear he describe the Enterprise computer? It's like dancing a waltz. Also, it's neat that he sees computers as like having personalities.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing about the first season, them trying to combine Federation and Cardassian technology in a way that works. And it's kind of cool that they acknowledge that in a good few episodes it doesn't go smoothly. Even like that one Babel, sorry, where this thing was left on there that from way back and they didn't know it was there, and oh, it is a child, sir. And sometimes you got to smack it upside the head.
It's me own child.
When I was a boy and I didn't obey, me father would redden me arse. That's what they used to say. The parents, back when I was young, it's like, you better effing this and effing that, or I'll go in there and I'll redden your arse. That means beat your ass so bad it turns red. Now that never happened, but the adults that threatened it when we were kids actually had that done to them. Not only by their parents, but by priests and everything.
Everyone could hit you. My dad told me at his he went to a convent school, or what? Not a convent school. What do you call that? Yeah, I guess that, right? Is that like where the nuns run it?
Yeah. The convent is the place where the nuns stay.
Yeah. So he went to a Catholic school run by nuns, and they would beat you like hard with like sticks and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, like all my early teachers were Sister Doris. They had misses, like, people who weren't nuns, but I had a few teachers who were sisters. Brother Walsh or something like that. You know what I mean? Like those were the priests. They call them brother this, and the nun's sister that. And yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Wait, what was the solution you just said? Transferring something off the station?
He said, we got to get Odo out of here. Uh-oh.
You
She's like,
think they
Odo,
could like
she could
climb up
drink him.
there? She could drink. She could just drink it. Oh my god. I mean, he technically doesn't need a pail, as we will find out, but it isn't. He does have to return to a liquid form. It's cool that I mean, I guess they still do this, but those graphics are static, so he can actually see what he's touching.
Mm.
And I never noticed this crazy arch behind him. Maybe there's a new part of the set. And the windows up there, do you see those windows? It's cool.
Yeah. I wish she'd shut up. She's like, complaining this and complaining that. I like to complain. Haha. What a Vulcan jerk.
Yeah. His haircut's a bit more Romulan though than Vulcan, but I don't know.
Yeah, it does. He does. Isn't he a No, I don't know.
No, he's a Vulcan,
He's a
but
Vulcan, but he looks more Romulan.
more Romulan. Yeah, that's what confused me or threw me off.
He's a Romulan spy.
Oh, that's cool. Look, the station's dark. Like the lights are actually off. See, he's all slicked up. I bet they use Vaseline to do this. I haven't looked at my DVDs of DS9 in a long time, but I wonder if it looks good. It looks better than. It probably looks better than this.
No, this is as good as it looks. I mean, you watch it on Crave in Canada, it's.
But in the shadows right
bad.
now, like in the dark areas, there's all these artifacts on my version. Maybe it's because the stream quality or whatever, but.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's interesting. She's
it's
asking
only
about
been
why
released up to
he looks how he
480p,
does.
so whatever that is.
480. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's. If it's been released on DVD and it's never been converted to HD or remastered.
It's not 780. It's 720. I mean.
Oh Jesus Christ! No, God.
Oh,
no.
okay.
No. I mean, you could upscale it technically to that.
I think my DVD player does that. It upscales automatically, which is interesting.
Yeah, it might upscale it a bit. Yeah. But I mean, I find the Netflix quality where I'm to is pretty decent for the standard definition stuff. Well, as as good as it gets for standard definition, at least.
He doesn't want to talk about his personal life at all.
She's like, Odo, I love you. Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
I like his the way he's playing it, like he's holding his fists, like he's using all his strength to hold his form.
Yeah. Just imagine what you could do with a changeling in a modern show.
Mm-hmm. I got a little touched. That was very sweet. You can tell he's also that just gave him an orgasm.
Huh.
He's like, I don't know what you did to me, Loxana. Loxana.
Now, do you think at hour 14 he just gets into the bucket because
Yeah, like how we can. It's like how we can stay up so late, but eventually we have to sleep. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I think it's like for us, it's like whatever 48 hours. I think is like the average before you start going nuts. What's the longest you've stayed awake, PJ?
Uh, mm, 48 hour
How
around
many?
48 hours.
What is that?
2 days.
2 days.
At the end of which I got like really drunk for the first time, which
That's wild.
and high, and I was pretty fucked up.
That's insane. Isolinear rods. I forgot about that. Uh oh.
Damn.
That's like a homage to 2001, right? Like Hal going. Roar.
Daisy.
The longest I've been awake is I think 4 days.
Oh my goodness.
It was for work too. I probably had a dangerous amount of caffeine too to make it through.
Quote unquote caffeine. I don't know. I'm joking.
This is exciting.
That woman's like, I'm never coming back here. This has been a disaster. I feel like I've been on the fucking Titanic.
Dr. Bashir going manual. That's a good that's a really good fire there.
Yeah.
I would have already died by smoke inhalation at this point.
You know, there's not a lot of wood around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that's a really good point. Isn't all that metal? That's true, but it's kind of. I think it's like plasma.
Yeah, plasma fires and shit.
Yeah,
They
that's how
have to-
they. Yeah.
They would do the effect differently, maybe, or give it a different hue.
You know, it's fun. Disasters on the station feel like that. You know, like the Poseidon Adventure or something like that. It actually feels kind of big.
Wouldn't that be an interesting?
Poseidon Adventure in space. Yes.
No, I mean,
Uh,
for DS9 to have the gravity go the opposite way and like everything's upside down.
mm.
But then you would have to actually the undertaking in building an upside down set for an episode would be just ludicrous. So it would never happen. But it'd be a cool idea for a movie, a DS9 movie.
Mm-hmm. I would love to see these guys back on the big screen or on the little screen.
Then again, gravity plating wouldn't work that way. So yeah, probably not. Or no, if you did it a DS9 movie, do like a weightless scene.
Hey, you
That'd be
know,
cool.
I just thought of something. Gray on Discovery sets a precedent that could also work for Jadzia.
What?
Like past, you know, like past incarnations of a Trill somehow being brought back to life in a weird way. Although Esri could see Jadzia just like Jadzia used to see her past
Well,
incarnation. So
Esri has an encounter where she physically sees and talks to a past.
self who appears in one of the or is mentioned in one of the episodes in Dax, I think. It's the murderer one.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that Dax? That's the episode Dax? No, right?
No,
That's later. It's another season, I
Dax
think.
is about a different
Yeah,
mystery
you're right. You're right.
altogether,
Sorry. The one where she goes back to Trill and finds out about one of her hidden lives.
And that's while she was Jadzia.
Yeah.
And then later, Ezri sees that guy.
Sees that guy, yeah. Oh, she took off her wig. She's like me. She's still pretty, man.
She's so good. She.
Mm-hmm. It's cool that she was Nurse Chapel, and then she found a way to be in Star Trek in the Next Generation too.
Yeah.
Let it go. There he goes. Oh, that's cool. You see her dress through him. That's nice. It's really good for this era.
Yeah, it's kind of. It's weird. Like, I'm going to hold you on my dress. What?
He just needs to turn into a puddle, I guess, or whatever. But
Yeah.
so it can just be in there, whatever. He could have just done it on the floor. Like he could have just gone puddle in the corner or something, right? Or on the.
But wouldn't he leak through things? I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're right. It has to be like a container of some kind. It's interesting on their planet. They're just one big ocean, right?
Mm.
The Great Link. Yeah. Fire suppression system.
That's why he called it Pup.
Those panels are so easy to pull off. Oh, look, he has like a fire hydrant thing in his hand. That's cool. Oh, she does. She does. I don't know what he has. Yeah. Well, Julian's got his moment.
Our hero. This is the first real time that Julian
has a moment, right?
Yeah, he has a good moment.
Yeah.
Like a hero, he plays the hero.
Nice little callback to the conversation earlier.
Hmm.
Odo's dignity is intact. Does she come on again? I feel like there's a second. Is there a follow-up, right?
I'm pretty sure you never see her in this show again.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan Frakes is in it twice, I believe. No, once.
Yeah, he plays Thomas.
I think he's in it once or twice. Maybe it's once.
Thomas. That was very nice.
Very nice what?
No, I was just saying that was very nice.
Oh. It's happy. It's like a... it's like a...
They're just letting this AI live in there. in their systems.
Keep it off the furniture so you could better clean up after it.
It would have been neat if the AI came into play, like helping the station. Kind of this in a weird way is kind of like what Discovery did with its AI. With its sphere data. Interesting. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. I can't help myself. I'm constantly connecting things, even if the connections aren't really there.
Wow. I can't believe it's November and stuff.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Crazy.
How are you guys doing with the snow this time of year?
Yeah, the snow's here. Well, I tell you what, I can't wait to see Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, Dune was amazing. Did you see it in IMAX?
I didn't bother to watch it. I care
Uh,
not for it.
gotcha. Well, I
No,
recommend it. Timothy
I'll never
Chalamet,
watch it
my
because they're never
boy.
going to make it the continuation of it because it's not going to make its money back.
It will. They said they're gonna greenlight it no matter what. That the studio said they're
No, no, I
committed.
watched it. It was good. It was good. I'm joking.
Very cool.
Well, we are almost up at the 47-minute mark.
Oh yeah, we're really close there. Everyone go check out Starfleet Boy. We're having a fun time over there on season 3 of Star Trek TOS and Star Trek Prodigy and Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, that's it's happening soon,
Yep,
or maybe it's already happened. I can't
it's already
remember.
happening. That's what I was trying to be
trying to
like.
trying to keep track of the date when this comes out. It's like, what can we view? I look forward to going back and seeing what was right. I think Battle Lines. Maybe me and Marcel say like, oh yeah, that season finale of Lower Decks or something. It was like weeks before.
That's
Anyway,
funny.
that's it for us, folks. Until next time, live long and prosper.
See you later. Bye.